SageMaker. So before starting the demo, I will have one S3 bucket, and inside that bucket I have hotel booking CSV. So I will import this CSV file inside this data wrangler, and I will manipulate some of the data and transform it. We can do a missing value analysis, outlier detection, analysis of particular data. So all kind of steps we can do using this data wrangler. So first I am going to the SageMaker dashboard. So here we can see that nothing is running right now. So very first step is that you have to create a domain. So click on the domains, create domain, and everything is already pre-populated. You have to just give one specific name to the domain. Must include some numerical character as well, and just change this default user profile and click on submit. So it will take 5 to 10 minutes to generate this domain. Once the domain is up, you will able to see domain like this. So this is already generated domain. I'm just opening it. Now to open the studio, you have to just click on this launch and click on this studio. So it will open the new page like this. Although it very first time it will take near to 3 to 5 minutes time to open this page. So this is the home page of SageMaker Studio. Let me walk you through. So here you have options to like open a launcher. So it is a quick launcher of notebooks. Import the data and prepare visually. Read the documentations. Open the getting started notes. So it is already created some of the notebook. Then view guided tutorials. If you are very new and you want some guided tutorials, you can use this. Then we have jumpstart. So there is a pre-trained models on machine learning and deep learning. You can just using this, you can start this pre-built trained model. Then AutoML. So if you are a senior a citizen data scientist and you don't know much about the coding, you can go with the drag and drop kind of features AutoML. Okay, so very first thing is that we have to create a flow. So flow is basically, I will say that this one kind of visual flow where we can import the data, we can use some sample data, we can process it. So 3 steps: import data, prepare, and process. So this is called a flow. I just created this new flow. How you can create this new flow? So to create a new flow, what you have to do, just click on this import data and prepare visually, so it will start the new flow. Here there are data wrangler features, store clusters. So this is under the data tab. So these 3 features. Then AutoML experiments. If you have some model registry, you will able to see these models. If you have deployed models, you can see here the endpoints and all these things. Next is like inside the directory, how many flows or what are the files you are creating, you will able to see it. Third is that how many running instances. So right now one instance is running, that is 16 because 64 GB, and this SageMaker data wrangler application is running. So once your task is done, you must click on this and you should close all the running applications. One kernel is running, so this is a kernel, and inside this transform flow is running. If you want to integrate Git, you can click here to clone a repository, and also options to enable third-party plugins. So let's go and create the transform flow. Like so before that, like if you click on this import data, so it will start importing the data if you want, and it is right now creating a new flow. So I don't want this flow, so just clicking on the close, and you will see that here it is saying that new flow is started. So I just stop it. So terminate it to save the cost. So now I have only one flow. Clicking, coming back here. So transform flow, import data. So very first step, in input data I will have a list of data sources. I can select Amazon S3, and inside that I have hotel bookings, and I am selecting this particular file inside the hotel booking. Click on the import. Here you will able to see the sampling of the data. So right now sample size is 5000. You can reduce it to, like, let's take sample 100, then import. So it is importing the data from my S3 bucket to this SageMaker Studio. So now here you will able to see that your data is loaded. It has all these variables. It has some sample data inside this. Okay, and if you go back to the flow, so you will see that your source sampled. So this is your file name and it is added. Now just by clicking on this, you will have options to add transformations, add destinations. Okay, join tables, concat, export the data, Python code. We will add transformations. So here this is like add step. So what kind of steps you want to check? So already predefined custom formulas, custom transformations, uh, dimensionality reductions, balance the data, handle the missing value, outliers. So all this kind of code is already available. Let's first go with the custom transformation. We will check that how many missing values are there inside my data. So I can say that my first task is check missing value, and here it will give the PySpark code or pandas Python code. So I'm just selecting PySpark code. You can also select pandas code. Here this sample snippet, right? Some of the samples is already here, code samples. So like compute the compute the number of missing value. Just click on it. It will give this text sample and you can run it. So I'm just taking this same sample. I'm getting away from the date column, that is my last column here. So I'm just removing that column and test columns. It is fine. Just click on the preview. So it will say that how many columns has missing values. By scrolling this, let's see, yeah, agent has 11 missing values, company has 99 missing values. Yeah, so you are able to see such kind of data, and it is just preview. It is not actually transforming. So I'm just clicking to add this step. Now the next step is like input this missing value. So handle this missing value, and I will say that input numerical columns. So which are the numerical columns? So I will select agent, and also there is a children column with missing value. I'm just selecting these two column, and that's type is numerical. What value you have to feed? So mean value, and output column should be the same. Just click on preview, so you will able to see that now there will be zero missing value inside the agent and children. So children, there is a zero missing value. Let's check the agent. Yep, agent still it is showing 11, but after this adding step it will going to be 0. Okay, so next step is like if you have some kind of categorical data sets, and you have to convert it into the numerical one. So we have to do label encoding. So there is options like one hot encoding, ordinal encoding. Let's select a one hot encoding, and in which field. So I will select that hotel. So hotel is a categorical field right now. Then I will select that arrival day of the month. So what are the categorical features like assignee types, room type, customer type? So these are definitely categorical features. Okay, reservation status, room type, reservation room type. So I'm just selecting some these features right now, and I want the output column as columns, not a vector. And invalid handling strategy, like if some fields are invalid, then what to do, throwing an error or keeping it. So I'm just click on the skip and click on the add. So we have added 3 steps on top of my raw data. Still we can add any number of steps. There is no any kind of limitations here. Also handle outlier analysis, sampling, time series. Okay, and now the next step is analysis. So like if you want to do some analysis, so it is like giving you some chart. So let's take example. I want to take a histogram, and my column. Okay, first analysis name. So hotel booking type. I'm just giving like a one random number. My x-axis, I will select that hotel, and color by. So color by like is cancelled or not. So we will check that what type of hotels is cancelled or not. Just click on the run. So it will generate one graph. Okay, so it is saying that is cancelled 0. So uh, this is like is cancelled is binned. Okay, let me just remove this facet. Let me run it again. Okay, so it is saying that hotel 0, and hotel 0 means it is so we had did categorical encoding, so and that's why it is hotel 0 and hotel 1. But hotel 1 we have removed it, and now we can select some another column to view it properly. Let's take arrival date here, and is cancelled. Run. Okay, arrival date is already stay in weekend nights. Okay, we can check adults, and let's do some other graph. Okay, let's do a features correlation. That would be great. Correlation type linear, and run it. Okay, so there is some kind of error, and that's why it is not able to draw this particular graph. Okay, so we can select like any kind of values inside this according to the graph. So there is some issue, but this is the way like we can do this graph. And if you want to go back to the flow, so now you will be able to see that we have one beautiful uh, graph here. It is explaining like this my raw data, then I did a missing value analysis, then impute one out encoding, and some report I generated on top of that. Once this is done, you can click on the create job. So there is a 3 steps in create job. So like first you have to define some basic parameters, then add the destination, and then you can create it. So still we didn't add the destination, so I just click on this, and I will say that add destination Amazon S3, and I will select one particular folder for my destination transform data. So I'm just selecting same folder in the transform data as well, and this is my folder, and okay, destination name. So I will say that trans data at destination. Configure the job. So this is a job name. You can change it. You can inference parameters if you want to generate. Next step is like how many number of instances you want, what type of instance you want. So here minimum is M5 4x large. Job configurations like volume size and all this, Spark memory, network, tag. Then once you click on the create, it will generate a new job for you. Yep, that's it for this demo. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching.